I
I think
mean,
we're like under half our expected attendance, but
Yeah, that's okay, I guess.
yeah, it's okay.
Um, so yeah, would I guess you know the drill. I guess how to go about this?
Yeah, no. Okay, well, I guess we're starting. So, hello everyone. Welcome to Think Tank and welcome to our server. And really nice to have you all here. This meeting is going to be focusing on basically the foundation term as a whole. The Q&A is going to be at the end, but luckily we found Nathan, who just finished foundations a few weeks ago, so he's going to be going over the term and the important assignments and exercises and all of that stuff. It's going to be a short presentation, after which we're going to open up for a Q&A. So keep your questions ready. And yeah, Nathan, take it away, man.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So, yeah, just like you guys, but plus 4 months, I guess. And here, let me share my screen real quick. Let me know if everyone can see that.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So yeah, I thought I would just kind of go over what the term was like, at least recently, because this stuff does change over time. But yeah, you guys are going to be going through most of the same stuff. So yeah, you guys have just done 1 week, so I take it you've done the animals, 3 different animals, 1 elephant, and then 2 of your choice. But yeah, the beginning of the term, is a lot of modeling. So you do like a few more modeling projects, which I'll go into here. But you do have some prop texturing as well, some simple stuff, grenades. You have actually one that sneaks up on you at some point, which I will go over as well. But yeah, essentially, you're just getting familiar with software, and yeah, really take the time to learn the software. These are the weeks you really want to spend going through all the resources you can, and even asking others around for tips and help with software, because the sooner you can get a hold of it, the more fun you'll have early on. So yeah, I mean, I'm just going to go over a few notable assignments from the term. Actually, coming up pretty soon, you have the environment. So this is going to be, if you've never done any modeling stuff before, a bit of a jarring one. Like, it's the second week and you're already thrown into an environment. So that's a bit crazy. I know for me, I was very surprised by that. But yeah, so uh, worth mentioning here is that the camera matching, I found, confused a lot of us. It is a bit finicky and it takes a bit of trial and error if you've never done it before. There are tools you can look into to help the process, but ask around if you're struggling with it. And yeah, of course, the concept you pick, you can either go with the concept that they provide for the assignment. That's always an option, and you can always do that in the foundation term, or you can pick your own concept. If you have something that you think would be fun to try, or if you think you could benefit from something a little easier, you set the difficulty level for yourself. That's really important. But yeah, so this project is going to have you most likely working with a lot of objects, again, depending on your concept, but scene management kind of comes into there. And yeah, that one was a pretty drawing first, like second week project, but you'll make it. Don't worry. Like it's all broken down for you really nicely. But yeah, moving on from there, the grenades were actually kind of an introduction to Mari and texturing. So yeah, Mari, a bit of a weird one to learn. I know for me it was a bit tricky. But again, like, take your time. There's tons of resources for you. And yeah, that one was the grenades. And then moving on quite a bit later into about like a little over midway through, you have the backpack project, which is starting to look at sculpting. So they'll throw you into Mudbox, and you'll have an opportunity to add like wrinkles and different like fabric deformations and stuff like that to your backpack. So this one lasts about 3 weeks, but yeah, that one was pretty fun. Mudbox was definitely pretty fun. Not so much of a difficult software to learn, so don't worry. It's very simple. Oh yeah, and this one was a pretty fun one. There's a tentacle modeling project which kind of combines organic and hard surface modeling together. Yeah, like these three, you have the chest, the teacup, and the phone are the concepts that they provide. But again, here you can kind of choose your own concept. I did end up making, like, I painted my own. I come from a background of illustration, but you're free to do whatever you want here. And actually, this is where it's useful to stay on top of the exercises to give you. Even though they're not marked, there's tons of helpful tidbits of information sprinkled in there, and you'll definitely pick up some techniques and things that'll make modeling a lot easier, because this can be a pretty tedious project with all the individual suckers and stuff like that. So yeah, um, and quite a ways down the line, you do have a creature bust sculpture. And again, this one is sculpting in Mudbox. So kind of a taste of the characters and creatures path, if you will. But yeah, I found this one really fun. I mean, like, I love characters, and actually I'm in characters for games intermediate right now. So this one I really enjoyed. You might too. Yeah, so pretty straightforward. You're sculpting a creature. And yeah, your final project, of course, this one is really your chance to jump into whatever you want. I mean, spend some time researching your concept, basically. It's never too early to start. I know quite a few of my friends started researching their concepts in the first week, which I was like, really? But it's not crazy, honestly. Like, you can spend forever looking at concepts. But yeah, so take your time and try stuff out. I mean, if you have a few ideas of what you think would be cool to try, if you're thinking of like challenging yourself, maybe doing XGen, like if you're crazy, but like, you can always test that stuff up in the leading weeks. And yeah, it's really worth seeing how that'll work and getting a feel for what you're able to do, because the foundation term is really kind of an opportunity to test what you're able to do and to know yourself, so that when you get to the final project, you can tackle something that you'll actually be able to finish. But yeah, pace yourself and see it as a learning opportunity, really. If I was to look back on my foundation term, yeah, there's a few things. I definitely would have tried to keep up with the exercises a little better. I know I had the tendency to some weeks kind of be overwhelmed with the assignments and put the exercises on the back burner, but there is the drone texturing assignment, which shows up as an exercise for the first few weeks, but then as like the third week rolls up, it turns into an assignment. So if you've taken the habit of kind of putting the exercises on the side, that one will sneak up on you. You'll have like 3 weeks of work to do all of a sudden. So keep an eye out for the exercises. Even if you don't do all of them, at least look over them. Again, there's tons of useful information in them. So, and yeah, like, ask questions if ever you're feeling a little lost. I mean, you've got tons of people on this server, and you even got like the think tank chat, and you can write help tickets and all of this. But yeah, don't be afraid of reaching out and asking for help. You have tons of people who are ready to help you and willing. So yeah, we've all went through pretty similar stuff. So yeah, take advantage of that. Yeah, manage your time. I mean, this is pretty tough for people who are also like balancing work. I know, like, in my group for the foundations term, we had like people who were working full time. We had people from all kinds of backgrounds, like all kinds of ages too. So like, I'm just a high school, well, finished high school recently. So I mean, like, I have nothing but think tank to do, but it's not the case for everyone. So again, know what you can do and what time you can do it. So yeah. And then, of course, I mean, for each of these assignments, I mean, you typically have the opportunity to pick your own concept. You can always choose to do the one they provide, because then you can see exactly how that one's completed. But if you're feeling adventurous and you really want to challenge yourself, then it's really fun to pick a concept you like, and sometimes can be more motivating, because if you're not feeling the concept they give you, then sometimes it's kind of hard to trudge through that assignment. So yeah, make your life easier and pick something you like in those cases. So yeah, that's pretty much all I was going to cover, and I'm really excited to see what you guys make. Like, every time we see like foundation final projects, like, I've looked through the past batch, and like this one I just went through is crazy. Like, so many awesome projects. So yeah, no, really looking forward to seeing what you guys make. So yeah, if you have any questions, I mean, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. If you have like certain assignments that I didn't mention that you've seen on the timeline that you had like questions about, I can try and answer those as well. But yeah, no, that's that's the
Awesome.
presentation.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Actually, before opening up the meeting to Q&A, I was thinking maybe some people, alumni, maybe you guys want to add something in case. That would be a good time.
I think Nathan covered everything pretty much well. I just want to confirm that the exercises are really important because there is a lot of useful information there, even if it's something that you won't use in your, let's say, final project. There are a few things that they show, like more technical, for example, what Joe Crawford shows in Maya. So it might be something that, they kind of give you these bits of information just to kind of show you the possibilities and the options. So maybe there's something you find that you want to look into more later on. Because, for example, Joy is more technical and he's showing a lot more technical stuff in Maya. So, it kind of like gives you a chance to try out something and see if you want to go deeper into that later. I
Yeah,
also have a
absolutely.
question for Nathan. Sorry, going ahead of Q&A, but I'm just curious. Like, some of us here got through foundations 2 years ago, and I remember week 11 on the first week of the final project, we had accompanying vids from Ariana Mao, I think. And the first week of the finals, she was going through concept search, which was weird because everybody has done this like weeks before. Is it
Yeah,
still the same?
I do believe there's still those like course videos up, and yeah, the pace of them is a bit confusing for
Yeah.
some because like I know for a fact my supervisor was telling us like make sure you've researched your concepts before and try to get your texture in enough time. Whoops. But yeah, no. So like a lot of the like course videos started texturing like on the second or third week rather,
Yeah.
where most of us were starting it around the second week because that's just how long texturing takes. So
Yeah, I remember we left the feedback about that, but I guess they never really bothered fixing it.
yeah. I didn't follow those too closely, I'll be honest. I
Mhm,
kind of
yeah.
went off and did my own thing. I did check in with them to see what was up for the week, but yeah, the final project is really kind of your own time to do
Yeah.
what you want. So yeah,
Yeah, I guess the other thing I could add is just what Nathan was saying. Just make sure that you know what time you have available, especially if you're working jobs, because I was working a full-time job through my foundation. So I can tell you, like, you can manage the course, the first 10 weeks when you work. But when it's time for final projects, there's no way you can do it and work full-time at the same time. So if you're really going into think tank with the thought of changing your career, then somewhere late in foundations, you probably should think about either taking time off or quitting your job or going part time because it's going to be really hard to succeed if you don't really commit. So
Add something
Yeah.
also.
I have a question. Go ahead.
Also, make time to have breaks because it's so fast to burn out. So like you have to actively schedule breaks for yourself. Otherwise, it's super easy to burn out, and you will have all the knowledge and everything, but like your creative juice is just gonna be dry, and you're not gonna be able to do anything.
I want to add something to this. I already told this students before on other hangouts. It's like the search for concepts for the final project, but not only for foundation. That's also for the other terms. Is usually everybody, and I was the same. Tend to overshoot a little bit in. Right, Elda?
yeah, don't do it.
In choosing a concept because everybody, I mean, when you see the stuff everybody did already in the previous terms, and then you want to create also some awesome stuff. But don't forget that like some students already have a lot more experience, some students don't, and it's better to create a simple concept which is done like really good, like from modeling and texturing wise, rather than an awesome concept which is only done half and you still burned yourself out. Because I mean, in foundations and also intermediate, you only have like, I think it was 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, and that's nothing. I mean, it's
Yes.
over. It's over in a blink, basically, right? And so I don't know. I think really important to know as a student is that when you go out after mentorship to work in the industry, the people are searching not for some absolutely awesome artist. So what they're really searching for is people who are have this a good foundation, and that's what I think is like when you're choosing a concept where you can like yeah, polish your modeling skills and texturing skills, then and you show that in this, then that's basically better than you have like a absolutely awesome concept which is done half and then it's not awesome at all, right?
Absolutely. And I think the 11 weeks leading up to the final project, you can have a lot of chances to pick concepts. So I think you should have a little bit of practice in looking for stuff, finding out not only what you want to do, but also um, what you're good at. Because like you need to exploit your own skills as well. Like I had just like a general, like a natural inclination towards characters. Um, but yeah, so I kind of exploited that, and I had like a really small intimate scene. There's nothing big. Um, it was literally just, I don't know, like a 4x4 room with just one character in there, and that's basically it. But yeah, it um focusing your uh time on something small, even if it doesn't look epic at first, at the end of the day, if, even if it's like a small scene, like Mia said, if it's polished, then like people will be able to see it, and especially recruiters will be able to see it, because that really comes through. So yeah, scope your projects really well, and yeah, you'll get a chance to know yourself leading up to the final project.
And you
Okay,
won't burn out yourself.
yeah, don't burn out yourself.
That's also
Absolutely.
important, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I made a lot of choices in the final project. A lot of stuff like, yeah, okay, I don't need to sleep today, but that shit catches up to you. Like like 3 days down the lane, you're gonna be like, yeah, cool, I can't move, I can't look at any screen. So yeah, don't do that. Just take care of yourself, and yeah, pace yourself. I think you're gonna be fine.
It's actually kind of a tricky one because like everybody who has worked for 16-hour days on their final project tells you, you know, not to do that. But at the same time, I guess, man, I don't know.
We
I don't know
still
what to
do
say.
it.
Yeah, it's we still do it, and like it's hard and it's tough, but it is a performance-based industry, right? So when you look at previous foundations and you want to do better, like it's I could totally understand that. So I guess it's just, you know, your life is in your own hands. I can just say that, you know, the foundations, whether like if it's you know, it doesn't matter if there is scholarship or this or that. Plenty of people succeed in different ways, so it's not like you have to really spend 16-hour days and eat beans out of a can in order to get the stuff done. But you know, it's not the result of the first term. It's the journey and the result of the whole school and like what whether you can land the job afterwards. So yeah, just I guess it depends on yourself. You know what works for you best because everybody's different. And regarding the path choice, it is, yeah, it's really important to, you know, start figuring out from the day one what guess, you know, try environments, try this, try that, what they throw at you. But yeah, it was something that I struggled with a lot myself because I didn't really know what I wanted to do because 3D was new for me. So, but yeah, like just be honest with yourself, and then once you have a few options of what you're really feeling passionate about, then start figuring out, okay, well, maybe this is more viable, to land a job. For example, I just had a chat with one of the foundations guys, and he was just telling me that he loves vehicles, but also environments. Well, in that case, better go for the environments because that's easier to get into the industry. And then later on, you can, work on your personal portfolio and switch to vehicles if you want. So yeah.
And it sounds also like some people, especially for characters, people tend to go like, I love stylized, and no, I like more realistic. I mean, it's also for environment, but I won't do that in the beginning because you limit your job opportunities with that, especially with characters. Because you don't start as a character artist, especially because with a main character, most of the time you will do some props or some NPCs or even cleaning up scans or this kind of stuff. But that's exactly it, right? So yeah, when you love stylized, it's good. You can still go in this direction, but yeah, don't limit yourself. Just make sure that your basic knowledge, like your foundation knowledge, is strong. Then you can do anything. That's because in the industry, people say, okay, now this project that's more realistic, and then I don't know. Someday somebody comes and said, "Yeah, but we need some, you in another project, and it's stylized." And then you say, "Oh no, I can't do that. I never did this. So what?" Right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
That's also another thing that, just to add to that, some people come into characters thinking that, oh, I want to be a creature artist, and being a creature artist is something that takes time, and it's a very specialized area. And
Mhm.
as Mio said, if you limit if you try to specialize yourself right at the beginning of your career, it's going to be impossible to get into it because you won't be able to get to know like the full pipeline because you focused a lot on making creatures and being like yeah, like presenting your projects in in a professional manner. But in the end,
Nobody's gonna hand it to you. Yeah.
nobody starts as a creature artist. You will start as the lowest level. That's something that we all have to go through.
A character generalist. Yeah.
Mm.
yep,
Make.
definitely. So that's also like, I mean, we're already going through intermediate, but intermediate has also like a props exercise, creating hero prop. And that's important. That's really important because you do that. You will create props as well, like as a character artist, right? So, as I said, even cleaning up scans, that can happen. Um, yeah, I mean,
Yeah. And cleaning up scans is an exercise. So yeah, guys,
Mm.
focus on the exercises.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's not always fun, but it's we have to do it.
yeah.
Actually, what do you guys think? Should we maybe make like an actual recorded Zoom meeting for the path choice later this term? Maybe week
Yeah,
5 or
why
6
not?
or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
we can talk
The
to Dustin
Yeah.
or Matt. Yeah,
Oh, it's Dustin still with us? I don't
I
think
don't
so.
know. Okay, well maybe
I
Matt.
doubt it. Yeah, maybe Matt then. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that then, and then I guess we can make a few presentations. So if we get a lot of interest from foundations, we can certainly do that. Because I don't know how it is right now at Think Tank, but when we were going through foundations, there wasn't really a lot of support in that regard. That there wasn't really any videos or any meetings when they would explain what which path entails and so on. So yeah, if
There was.
anybody's interested, we can definitely do that.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments below. No. We'll yeah, we'll talk about it after the meeting.
Yeah.
Do you guys think it's a good time to open this up to a Q&A?
Yeah, let's do it.
I want to add before the
Oh, yeah,
Q&A
sure.
started about
Sure,
the
sure, sure.
foundation, because some people may wonder about the program, like the DCC tools, like the programs like Mari and all this stuff is used. And yeah, it's more in foundations, like more the film stuff used, but even for games, I know a lot which are character artists, for example, using Mari. As well, Mudbox. Everybody tries to, yeah, why not ZBrush? I was the same. And Mudbox is, for example, not bad. It has its advantages as well. So what I want to say is, it doesn't matter which program you use, even if it's Maya, Blender, or I don't know, Modo or something else. It
Yeah.
really doesn't matter, because when you're in the industry and there is also already established pipeline, and when they, yeah, as a modeler, for example, when they say it doesn't matter what you use, then it doesn't matter. But when they say, okay, you have to use Maya, then you have to use Maya, because their pipeline is created exactly like that. So all these discussions you see also online, like every day I'm like in Twitter, so why not Blender? Why not Blender? Yeah, I mean, we can use Blender, but tell a big studio, for example, to recreate their whole pipeline they created the last 20 years. So will not happen so fast. But it's just a tool. That's it. Maya is just a
Absolutely.
tool. ZBrush is just a tool, and just use that. What suited you best, and in studio, what's the pipeline, right? So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I'd just like to add to that thing, like the think tank videos, like I see a lot of students just interpret them as learning the software, but I would say, like, learning a software for me at least is like a much more passive thing to do. I'd rather you guys focus on using those languages as the classes as learning the artistic skill that comes with it. um yeah, if it's texturing, like, it's not about learning Mari, it's about how to texture the thing. So, like, it doesn't matter if you learn how to texture in Mari, because if you know, like, the basic foundational skill, that will translate to Substance Paint or whatever you're using. So yeah, like, look at those videos for more than just learning the software. So yeah.
Yeah, that part is easy.
Mhm.
Learning the
Yeah,
software is the easiest part.
Yeah, it becomes
absolutely.
easier.
And it becomes easier. That's true. Yeah. And in the end, it's also useful to know, like, what's, for example, Mudbox and ZBrush, what are the differences and what the strengths are, for example, right? When I working on blend shapes for faces, I tend to use Mudbox, because ZBrush, yeah, when you smooth stuff, then you're losing volume, and that's not what you want when you're working with blend shapes. And it's also easier to get back and forth between Mudbox and Maya. So yeah,
And some
just
people even blend shape in Maya with sculpting tools.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it depends on, yeah. I mean, the sculpting tools are not great, but they're not bad, especially when I just want to, yeah, do like small tweaks.
Retro
I do it
breaks.
as well.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's
yeah,
not,
exactly.
yeah. Just know
Yeah,
know the stuff, know the
software is
stuff you're
secondary.
using, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Know it and hate it, or like it. That's part of the game.
Absolutely.
And I just want to add, like, really listen to your supervisors. If they don't approve something, or a concept or something like that, it's not because they don't think you can do it, it's because they want you to succeed. So really listen to your supervisors, because you should get approved your concept. So yeah,
And
that's really important.
also to your classmates, this is going to sound very authoritarian to say, but when we say there's a lot of situations in which we the people that just finished think tank, or in higher terms, when they tell you don't do this concept, uh, listen to them, because it always happens in which they propose like crazy ass concepts, crazy concepts that it's going to take more than 4 weeks to finish, and they don't listen. They just go
Hmm.
and do it anyways, and in the end, they don't finish, and then we're like, ah, okay, so we told you
Yeah,
so. But
absolutely.
so when we tell you that might not be good for just 4 weeks, that's something you have to consider, and maybe look for
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah, and
Especially
I
on
think
foundation.
There will
okay.
be something out there which you like and which is doable. Like it's not possible that there's no concept in the world. Like this is the best one. Nah, I don't buy that. So yeah, just keep looking for stuff, even if it's like passively. If you found something you love, that's great. But yeah, there's something you're gonna love also, which is also doable. So yeah, keep looking. Sorry, Albert. Go ahead.
I have to know, like, what kind of concept exactly would you say is a crappy idea? Morning.
Well, it really depends. Like the way I approach it, I just look for concepts that I really like, that I really want to do it. That I'm like I'm passionate about it. Then
I'm just
you would,
I'm
but
asking,
then
like, what did you say no to before? Like, this guy was like, maybe, you know what I'm gonna
well,
do? I'm gonna like make a whole room full of dead hookers. How's that sound? And you guys
well,
were like, that
this
doesn't sound like
is
such a good
Someone
idea.
proposed that, actually.
this is what I'm getting. This is what I'm getting at. You're looking for concepts that you're really passionate about. Then you present the best ones to your supervisor. Then the supervisor will make their decision based on what they know about your skill, how you perform during the term. If they see that
All
you're,
right.
you have a full-time job, you underperform, or it's a bit too complicated, then they're gonna basically adjust their judgment, right? So keep that in mind. And I guess the point of this is just trust your supervisor what they say, because it's better, they know better from their perspective. Seeing you and how you work and your ethic and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, obviously nothing explicit. So I don't know how it is right now. Nathan was basically saying it's like can do whatever you want. But when we were going through foundations, it was all just stylized concepts. That was the criteria for us.
Yeah, there was quite a
And
bit of.
one important thing is don't make your own concept. Don't make
Unless
your
you're
own.
Nathan.
I did do that. No, but yeah. So I mean, there's a point to be made there too. With when you're working from another artist's work, you have a new perspective, and you have to kind of learn about what they were trying to do with their concept. When you're just doing your own concept, then you're in your head. I mean, you're not going to learn as much as you could if you're taking someone else's work that's better than yours. So yeah. Anyways, with the subject matter for the final projects, I did see that, yeah, a lot of what they encouraged for the foundations was stylized, simply because it's a little less complicated. You don't have to go crazy with super high fidelity detail everywhere. So yeah, if that's something that will make your life easier for those 4 weeks, and again, like it's all up to what you show you can do. I know that like I did push harder for a few assignments just to kind of get my supervisor to understand what I was able to do in order to be able to do my own concept and really go crazy with that. So keep in mind it's all about how you perform in foundations in terms of how they feel you can manage your time and stuff. So yeah, ethic is really all that it is about. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking into the cap. 1 second. Let's see.
Yeah, apparently we have a 25 people cap this meeting. Just give us a second.
Yeah, I didn't actually know you had a cap on Discord.
No, apparently we do. Yeah, that's why it's better that we, when we're gonna do the Path Choice meetup, we should do it over Zoom.
Mhm.
Okay. That works. Everything frickin' works.
I
Oh, I think I found the problem. I don't know if this is the channel, but the other channels, I mean, I can unlock the limit in the other
Okay,
channels.
so can you do it on this channel?
I don't think so. There's no option to do that on this
I
channel.
I don't see like a
Like there's, if you go to the overview, there's a user limit, but yeah,
Yeah.
like it was at the infinite, I guess. So
I think it would be easy just to change rooms.
Are we sure?
to the workroom.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go there.
We can try. We can try.
Okay, guys. We're changing.
Where are we going now?
Workroom one.
There's a workroom right below. Let's go there.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
I see what the problem is. It's the video. We can't have like a video call. But if we switch to an audio call, then 99 are allowed.
So we should.
Yeah, we can just turn off our video. That's okay.
Okay.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna turn mine off.
Gonna move people here.
Okay.
Guys, just all of you just turn off your video.
Okay, I just tagged the foundations. That kind of sucks, man. We didn't know about that, eh?
Okay, yeah, it says 99. Okay, cool.
There you go.
Awesome.
Nice.
Cool.
Oh my god.
Gonna lose my mind with all the pings.
Yeah, there's no way it turns off, eh?
I don't think so. Okay.
Cool.
I guess we learned something.
Yeah. I guess it's time for Q&A for anybody who just came in. Man.
Oh, sorry guys for the ones couldn't join earlier.
So why do we exactly shut down turn off the camera?
Because
with
with the
yeah.
camera, the limit is 25 people, but if it's just an audio call, the limit is 99. So
Oh my god.
It's fair for you.
That's funny.
Yeah.
and
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, feel free to ask any questions. Everyone in the foundations, we are listening.
Yeah, you gotta give me some second. Like this coffee's still gotta kick in. My personality's at the bottom of this cup somewhere.
Take your time, man.
Yeah, man.
So I don't know if there's anybody here right now that couldn't join before. Feel free to speak up if you're here, and then we can answer some questions.
We don't bite.
Yeah, for me, I have a question about the path choice, but you guys said you want to do another meetup for this.
Yeah, we were thinking we could do the the presentation. We could actually invite alumni from different specializations and have good presentations and Q&As.
Yeah,
but if you have some kind of
there's really some not much information. Like for example, now we have our course outline, right? So I can see each week what we have to do, and we cannot see this for the other paths. So which would be really good to know. what you really do and what kind of software you use at the end. Yeah.
Frey. Tranquilo, Frey. No te cierres.
Sorry,
It's okay.
Was that?
I muted.
that was accidental. Yeah, but was it Christoph? You're speaking, right?
Yeah. That's what
Yeah,
was
so,
me.
so I think, did I miss it? Did you actually have a question? Because like, if you have a question, I mean, we might as well answer it, and now we don't have to wait until we get we do the whole presentation for this.
Yeah, just like more because I'm in between environments for movies or video games.
Okay.
So I would like to know like what is the software for movies. For video games, I already know. I already made also just like modular environment curves before with CGMA, so I know what kind of stuff I have to do.
Right.
But I'm not sure how the work looks like for movies.
I don't know if we have anybody who's gone through the film path, but as far as I'm aware, I don't think Think Tank actually focuses on the film environments per se, but more like characters or props. Because as far as I know, for the environments, it's a lot of Houdini, right? And that's not something Think Tank teaches for film.
Okay.
So but the thing is, the advantage of going into film, I guess, is that you get to see both. You don't like in games, you kind of limited when you choose environments. You only can see you can only access environments videos.
Yeah.
But when you join film, you can actually see both props, hard surface, characters, paths. So that's kind of the advantage.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
but
there's
if you're
still
looking for, yeah,
there's still the difference for game. You have all the um, optimization stuff, which you don't have for film, right? Like character and environment, because like in the film path you use Mari and you render, I think, still with V-Ray, and that's in the game path you don't do in the end, right?
Yeah, of course. Everything will be game ready. Yeah.
yeah.
I
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's something that they teach at the campus, because I remember we had a few people who were like doing environments for film. Right. I think we've seen a couple of demo reels, but I don't think I've seen that online.
Yeah, I think those were like by special request, like they were at the campus and
Right, because they do like animation at the campus too, so they do all kinds of.
Yeah. I think the campus people were able to find a suitable mentor and the software, and so I think just for the the mentorship term, those people were allowed to focus on environments for movies. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, as far as I know, also it's I don't think that's possible in the online mentorship or the online course in general. Yeah.
Well, I guess it could be possible, like if you find yourself a mentor and then talk to the school, but yeah, that's not something that Think Tank is actually specializing in, and so you're not going to find a video support for this.
Yeah.
Thanks. That helps a lot already. So if I know there's not much support, then yeah, maybe not my way to choose.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No problem.
Really like that pattern dried. Like you're either going to go for sort of film or you're going to go for games.
Yeah, it's basically the two main choices, and then in games it's you split into characters and environments, and then further you can split into more. For example, Mio is a technical artist, but Mio went through the character path.
Yeah, you see that's the thing because I come from a background where I've like sort of designed actual environments, like physically, big ones, like schools, universities, golf courses, that sort of thing. So that sort of that way of thinking isn't really that much of a problem. Whereas characters, oh Jesus, dude, I suck so hard at characters. I need to do something about. That's my next question actually. But like, I would like to be able to go in either direction. I mean, is it just a difference in software, or is it like the whole approach? Outside of things like trim sheets and so on, I mean, I know that the real-time engine is a different story to something that's pre-rendered frames. But outside of those considerations,
Yeah, no, it's completely different, dude.
Yeah, it's completely different. I don't think it's really viable when you go into the industry because the specialization split is real. So it's not like nobody's going to be looking for a generalist, at least in games. There's no generalist that can do both environments and characters. There's a clear split.
Yeah, I'm more towards games because that just sounds way cooler to me. But I just wanted to know what's the options in terms of film.
Film is mostly just characters and then props, I think, right? Hard surface and organic, I think is the split. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the split. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're looking for like film environments and effects, you might want to check out Lost Boys School because they teach Houdini and all that kind of stuff.
No, I actually specifically want to do games. I'm just thinking
Right.
that like I'd like to see what it's like, just for shits and giggles.
Well, like as far as I understand, like Think Tank is an intensive school, so people don't really go here for shits and giggles. It's more like people who want to change their career as fast as possible.
Yeah, no, that's the thing,
Yeah.
like because I'm busy learning programming as well as C# and Python.
No, I can
So-
tell you that you can definitely, if you get money, you can get all three paths if you want. So it's not a problem.
Okay, no, just asking. In any case, that's
Yeah.
cool. Wait,
I
what
think
was
you're
the
gonna
other
have
thing?
the chance to experiment within Foundations. I think you're gonna get the chance to,
Mhm.
just test the waters
Yeah.
and everything. So.
And that's another thing.
Intense.
I don't think that you will be able to specialize in everything in maybe 1 year, because that's something that you will have to make. That if you want to specialize in everything, that takes a really long time. And
The thing is, like, I'm not like unrealistic about any of this. This is just like a Q&A, so I'm just shooting questions as they come up, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning, so that's two things. No, so the thing is, I just wanted to kind of figure out what it's all about. I started this specifically to go into video games, like I said, but I'd like to leave here, for instance, like with characters. Characters, it's the first time in my life I'm even thinking in that way. I mean, this elephant nearly freaking killed me. I have about I have about 6 tries. All of them look like Ninja Turtles, so I need to like put a lot more effort into that. But I'd like to leave here being able to actually do it. So it's just that's why I'm taking those considerations and extending them to film and that kind of thing. But for this year, it's 100% environment and games.
Well, in the end, everything what you learn here is pushes you in the direction that that then can work in the industry in the end. It's just how much you push yourself forward. Like I was working as a full stack web developer before I started Think Tank. I just loved games and already did a little bit of 3D stuff, but more like the rigging part. And I knew when I want to start in the industry, then as a rigger, that was my main goal. I also have to know the character art path, because how could you rig a character when you don't know the modeling part? And that's the point. You learn everything. It doesn't matter if it's characters or environment, but it's already good to know in quite early in which direction you want to go. And that's not only I love characters and I love environments. It's also to know the industry, how it works, because character art or becoming character artist is really 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 hard. And also the job opportunities are like for environment artists are a lot more, quite a lot more. So when you want to become a character artist, you really have to be that's not the artistic part. You really have to be good in your craft, because not character art is also like environment art, really technical, right? So, and that's what you learn here at Think Tank. And just like for example, the difference between character and environment is that the character you'll have to learn a lot of anatomy, like really a shit ton of anatomy to get it right. And that doesn't matter if it's stylized or realistic. That's basically the same. Also, like humans or creatures, because usually everything based on real life anatomy. So yeah, I think in these 16 months, which are really, really like short for everything you have to learn, yeah, focus on this, what you think you can be the best.
No,
That's
absolutely. Yeah.
right.
How many months do we have until we have to completely specialize into one or the other?
For like the foundation, and
Yeah,
then
just
you're
this term.
going, yeah, and
'Cause
then you decide in which one direction you want to go.
no,
I
that's
mean,
decided. I just
yeah, but still, I would go, like, I knew from the beginning that I want to go the character path. But when you don't know that, then just look also into the industry. In the end, when you learn the environment stuff and then you decide to go into characters, you can still do that, right? I mean,
maybe I should just play open cards. The reason I'm saying this is because to make a business plan, right, for a game. I've done good business plans for plenty of other undertakings, but to do it for a game, you have to have a complete sort of. I don't even have the nomenclature to actually explain this, but like, yeah, you have to have a way of explaining the entire story to a client or to an investor, which means you have to have a little bit of all of these skills to put that nonsense together. That's the only that's the only level I'm actually looking at. So I need to be able
yeah,
to create a
but you,
sort of believable human, on my own so that I can keep whatever the concept or whatever I have pretty much a secret. That's
yeah, but
that's
that's,
the only actual aspect I'm talking from.
yeah, but that's not really, that comes with experience.
Mm.
Because recently last week, I saw a presentation of some kind of, yeah, new game, and the director was a former character artist, and
Okay.
he knows also about the technical part, but that's why he has a team
Uh,
who's telling him, okay, this is the best stuff. And that's not, you don't have to know everything in detail yourself.
no,
And
I don't want
to
to. Yeah.
know enough for like your business plan, that's something you learn with experience. That's the point, right?
Understood. Yeah.
So in these 16 months, you learn enough to start in the industry, right?
Sweet. Yeah.
And then you can build up on top of that to just
Yeah.
make someday a business plan for a new game.
Yeah. No, it's just like that's the only thing. I mean, like I'm really sort of looking very far into the future to see how do I structure this so that when I get to point X that I actually have the skill sets to. I'm looking at about 2 years that I should be okay for that sort of, I don't know, that chapter, which should be
Well,
fine based on everything that you guys are saying so far. So far, I'm right.
well, look, it's like how should I say? When you go into the industry, you always start as a junior. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter how much experience you have before, because like I I worked as a web developer like quite a long time. I also taught it. I was head instructor in institute, and I started at Square Enix last September as a junior technical artist. But now the stuff I'm doing is not junior stuff. The stuff I'm doing now is senior stuff, because that's just like because they think my lead is thinking that I can do that, and he gave me like this responsibility. So it was just that I showed him I can do that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, absolutely. I'm totally on board. No, that all answers that range of questions. So,
that's
but
great.
thank you very, very much for that. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's what Nathan also told before. It's quite the effort you're showing in the company you're working, and also during think tank. I mean, it doesn't have to be that you're burning out, because it's also part of skill set, like soft skills, to learn where your like limits are in the end, because nobody is happy when you're working yourself like until death. But
Yeah,
yeah,
my life.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think
You're
a
a
lot.
character artist, right?
I'm yeah, not only
Can
character
I?
artist. I'm a character technical artist. So
But you,
I'm focusing on rigging, and
but you
I'm
wouldn't have a
creating.
problem sculpting a character.
No,
Awesome. Can I ask you to give me like a few small exercises after this that I can do outside on my own time?
what do you mean? I mean, there is a lot of stuff out there. I mean, starting from flip normals to like YouTube videos. That's what
Yeah,
I'm.
that's not working for me. I've got like most of flip normal stuff, and that's like really not working for me either.
I can just tell you, just relax for now. Seriously, things
Okay.
are coming this term and later terms.
Definitely.
So like,
Yeah.
so just where I'm coming from, like I decided on this entire story about a year ago, November last year. Since then until now, this is all I've been doing. So the understanding software, building stuff. That's why I'm able to accomplish something. You can see on my art station for
A year
environments.
ago, uh,
Yes.
that's that takes time. That's something that you will have to to get better at that more than just 1 year. It's not something that
No. I'm saying like I just decided that I was going to do this entire going into games and stuff. So the plan was to spend a year, get used to the software and so on, so that I absorb the most that I can when I actually join
yes,
a
I
speaking.
understand, but you have to also consider that for instance, Rafael Grassetti or the big names, right? Those people have been sculpting a really really long time, so they know their anatomy, they know their shapes, their forms, they know how to translate a design into a
Yeah.
3D sculpt, and
Yeah.
that's something that doesn't happen in just 1 year. You will have
No,
to
it
work.
doesn't. It doesn't. But it's like this is a whole like developmental process. You're gonna have to. That's something I noticed about art. You can't just I don't know, just shortcut your way through it. It's not possible. You just have to grind straight through it.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
And I think I feel the think tank course in general has been pretty carefully curated for the students. So I
Mm.
think if you I think you should just like give into it like to a certain degree. Like don't start rushing things. Especially
Mm.
with like I understand you want to get into characters and all of that,
No, the
and it's
characters is just to
experiment.
have that as a thing. Like if I have it like
Yeah,
just
yeah, got it.
chill.
But yeah, just yeah, you just get done with foundations first. See where you're at, and
Okay.
whichever way you go, um, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be taken care of. And once you know more about um which way you want to go, what you want to experiment with, uh, and then like you can take it from there. But yeah, I'd say like get done with foundations first, and see where you're at that stage. Cause
Yeah, that sounds pretty solid. Let's do that.
yeah,
Yeah, because also like during all those classes, you getting assignments, and that's also like an intermediate for characters. So then you have your anatomy classes, for example, and then you know what you're looking for, especially
Yeah.
at YouTube, right? But it's quite a lot you already learn in foundations. And when you think it's not enough, then you can still ask, like in Discord, for example. But I don't know.
Yeah, the
There,
feeling I'm getting from you guys is that I'm now getting this feeling that like first see exactly what the sort of quantity is of everything that I have to sort of master at this
And
point
Yeah.
in time before worrying about anything else. I can
Yeah.
deal with that.
there is not a lack of exercises at Think Tank. Trust me.
No, absolutely. No, cool. No, this is cool. I really think that this meeting is a fantastic idea. 6 o'clock, not so much a fantastic idea.
Well,
So, but
it's six
yeah,
o'clock
Sorry, man,
at
we've
your
got
side,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm
exactly.
here at 12 o'clock at night. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's, I'm
We
already
gotta
I,
ready for bed.
sacrifice a little bit. Okay, I
Leroy,
think
okay.
we should move on to other students.
Yeah.
If anybody has any questions, please, yeah, let us know.
I do have one question. Could you talk a little bit about what would be kind of like the main hubs on 3D industry, like which countries, which cities, and maybe some like not very known cities or companies that are emerging right now?
I
Uh,
think
I guess it's pretty obvious that the United States is the biggest hub out of them all. It's
Yeah,
also the most
definitely.
paying. It's also the most paying country, but also I think the UK and Canada. So
yeah, those I'd say are the big three. I'd say Poland, maybe Finland, Sweden. These people, these
Wait, did
yeah,
you say Poland?
yeah. I mean, we've all said,
Triggered.
you know, it has like one of the big studios.
We only have one city. What do you mean?
it's okay, Murari. It's okay.
DM me after this. We're about to talk here, you know?
I think I touched a nerve. I'm so sorry, dude.
I just love his reaction. Did you see Poland?
We're currently grinding in Lost Ark. Took me a second to
Oh
react.
no, I'm so sorry. I take it back. But okay, yeah, but yeah, there are other countries as well, obviously.
Yeah, I'd say it's mostly North America, really.
Yeah.
But
As
sorry,
men-
there was two parts to your question, right? You were saying something about something other than hub cities. Sorry.
Just like kind of like the opposite of so we have the main hubs, but what would be like some emergent cities that are getting more recognition for either for film or for games? I don't know.
Honestly, it's kind of tough to say because of COVID. Well, not only because of COVID, but many factors. But like I'm working at a freelance company, outsourced company, Decagon, and I see people from all over the world. So it's not like you're really constrained to the city that you're at. Like it's totally possible to earn money from where you're at. So as far as developing, I don't think I can say really much. I don't know, Uday, you have anything to say?
I know India is upcoming in like the film industry, but
Mhm.
I wouldn't suggest coming here because they're like
Ouch.
yeah, I mean like they'll hand you like 3 bags of peanuts at the end of the month. They're like, go have fun. But so
Actually accurate.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
lived in New Delhi for like 10 years, dude. So like I'm totally with you there.
what? Really?
Yeah, dude. Dude, I haven't lived in my country of origin for like well over a decade, man. It's been between India and Europe the whole time. It's only
You're
now
in
that I
New
came
Delhi
to
right
Canada.
now.
No,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
in Canada, in Vancouver.
Okay. Okay, cool.
When it comes back
Um,
to the hubs for game industry, it depends what kind of, because you guys are saying America, right? Canada and the USA, which are like huge countries. So like depending on which place in the country you actually live in, like you could be having a job on the other side of the country, which is still really, really far, right? So technically you could still consider Europe kind of a similar state, because there's tons and tons of studios all around Europe, like Germany and Scandinavian countries actually have a shit ton of studios.
Hmm.
So I guess you could consider that a big hub as well.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Germany is quite big for film already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Trickster, for example, and this, and also like I don't know, the UK usually is for games, not on. Yeah,
I
quite
think if you
interesting.
start considering outsourcing studios, especially,
Yeah, like I have to
which
say that sorry to interrupt you, but I have to say that a lot of studios that are in Europe and especially in Germany, all those studios exist in Canada and the States too.
Yeah,
From what I know, so
exactly. It's more the
true.
branches of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
I
Yeah,
think it's the same
it's
thing with the UK as well. I think
Mhm.
Europe in general. I feel other than I don't know Ninja Theory. I think Ninja Theory's
But it
base
does not
is in.
exist. Please do not apply to that studio under any conditions, because I have to get in there, and please do not apply there. I don't need competition right now.
That's it.
guys.
Yes.
Sorry for interrupting. I have to go.
Okay,
Nice
Diego.
to meet all of
Bye.
you.
Yeah, it
Take
was nice
care.
seeing you, man.
Cheers, man.
Have fun and good start on your foundations. Bye bye.
See ya.
Cheers,
Bye.
Diego.
Yeah, bye bye.
Bye.
All right.
Everyone-
Does anyone else have any questions?
I have one more, but I'll wait for everyone else to go.
Already.
That doesn't sound like it's happening though. If
Let's
all
keep
right,
going.
so let's just shoot. So if you wanna, if you're in a particular zone, like I'm in Vancouver, and you want to sort of hook up with the other people that are also in Vancouver, do you have to sort of find them, you know, by like spying and carrying on different ArtStation accounts and so on to find them, or is there like a central way that you can contact everyone? Like if you want to go out and do some photogrammetry or some, I don't know, whatever, some art related thing like that,
we
and you
got
want to do it in a
a
group.
So wait,
we
are
got a
you in
hangout.
campus?
We got a hangout
Like,
channel on the server, by the way. Just you can coordinate it there.
A Hangout channel. Oh, right,
Yeah,
down
yeah.
here.
On the list of channels, there's a hangout meetups on the general
Yeah.
topics. Yeah, you can
No, but
certainly
this,
coordinate
but
from there.
but you still have to contact them to tell them that there's something happening there.
I would think so, right? Because how would they know?
Yes, exactly. But like, this is my point. Like, like, can you ask Think Tank to give you a list of everyone that's there, or I mean, you
No,
guys
I
like, I don't know.
don't.
That that sounds dodgy, which is what I'm saying.
I
It's
mean, you
interesting.
gotta think tank chat where you can also go into general and start a thread, right? There's
Think
also
Tank
like, I mean, you
chat.
live in Vancouver, so you can also
Yeah.
check out their campus and go there.
yeah, I would recommend visiting the campus.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, and then yeah, like, don't you do you have think tank chat installed? Because
Yeah,
that's
I've got it. I'm just having a
yeah,
look
yeah,
at it now.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
work
You
in
can also
progress
start
sculpting.
threads there. And then once
Oh,
again,
there's
we
a
So
gotta
general.
cool, and
Okay.
yeah,
you'll find
Okay,
some
sweet. I'll
people.
do that.
yeah, for sure. And also, I think you can also do it on our server. Like we got hangout meetups where you can coordinate stuff, and also we got this event feature. So I think Shah is one of the guys that organizes the weekly hangouts, just to go over the projects and help each other out. So you can also join them
Right there
or
as
start
well.
your own
Yeah.
stuff. So
Hmm. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, that's literally it from me.
awesome.
Okay, man.
Hi, can I ask two questions?
Absolutely.
Of course.
The first one is where are the best places to search for concepts for the final project? I guess maybe one is ArtStation.
One is Pinterest.
Pinterest, yeah.
I think DeviantArt has a pretty good collection, but it depends on what you're looking for. But I'd start with ArtStation and Pinterest. Pinterest
Mhm.
is great because you have the related searches right below whatever you're looking at. So yeah, I think those two places, and of course plain old Google. You can look for a lot of stuff. But I think now that we have the server, you can probably um, use the concept channel to kind of ask if people have something on the lines you're looking for, and I'm pretty sure someone can help, and you can take it from there.
Okay.
But yeah,
Thanks.
ArtStation, Google, and Pinterest, I'd say,
Mm-mm.
are the best ones to start with.
Okay, and then the second one is about in the think tank program, industry game and industry films are separated. But it's possible to work in both.
Like you mean work as in your career or work as in the school?
No, in your career, you can
Oh,
switch just
absolutely.
from a film studio to a game studio.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have the skills,
And
absolutely, yes.
and during our path here at Think Tank, to do so, what should be the best path to choose? Just games or films, in order to
Well,
be able then to work in both industries?
And doesn't matter in
Yeah,
the end.
honestly.
So
Okay.
it's just that you start somewhere where you're more passionate about, to be honest. I mean,
Okay.
also in film, there are more and more using, for example,
Reality, yeah.
real-time rendering like Unreal.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a game is basically that you yeah have this optimization part that you really have to optimize your models.
Mm-mm.
Also texturing workflow is a little bit different. But yeah, I mean it's nothing what you can't learn in the end. When you know the basics, that's the part. So when you choose something, then really go for that. What you're most passionate about right now.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and I would say that I think, in my opinion, if you go for characters, it would be an easier transition between film and games, or like vice versa.
Yeah.
But for environments, that's quite different because film is a lot based in Houdini, which it is ramping up in games right now too, especially since Epic Games bought Houdini, the side effects. But it's quite different.
Okay. Thanks.
I'd
That's
say
a bit relieving because I love them. I love both films and games in the same way. So it would be difficult to give up to one industry and doing just one path.
Yeah, but
I
you
think
also
if you're just thinking about sorry, Mew.
no to love film and game is one part, but to know the industry, how the industry works, is completely different.
Mm-mm.
So you really have to know. I mean, I love also both, and 3D was like my love for 3D came from film and went through game like Final Fantasy VII back then. But it's work and your passion that are two different parts. So really
Yeah.
get to know the industry, how the industry works, like also like for overworking time, how much is there, how much projects are out there, how easy
Length
it
of
is to
contracts.
get like exactly, and that's the point, it's just to love film and to love game is good, but for example, when you're working in games, you mostly not able to play a lot of games anymore.
That's true.
That's the truth, it's like yeah, and also like when you work in film, I mean, it's happened to us as well, and you see all the 3D stuff, and then you see all the flaws. What's happening there is like, oh my god. But no, I mean, yeah, just do a lot of research. Which industry might suit you best? Not
Okay.
only just love it,
Mm-mm.
And for example, when you work 10 years in games and then suddenly you decide, no, maybe a film suits you better, it's not a problem to switch, right?
Okay.
Like right now as a student, the first thing would be to really do a research and get to know the industry, how it works.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, that's the feeling I got as well. You've just got to like book out 2 years of your life and just don't think about anything else. Just go in one direction.
It's yeah, because there's so much to learn, which as a single person even the difference between game characters and environments is so big that in terms of learning all the techniques and stuff. So that's what when you want to break into the industry, you have to choose a path. And when you're in the industry, it's really not that difficult anymore, but to get into it is, right? So, for example, I started in the industry, and literally 2 weeks later, people started contacting me on LinkedIn if I want to change company. And I said, nah, not yet. I started 2 weeks ago at Square Enix. So, what do you want from me, you know? But that's it. That's how it
Yeah,
works.
that's the reality.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I do have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering your advice on finding mentors outside of the school and how we should approach them.
Well, I guess everybody's
Talk to them.
experience is a bit different, but I would say, yeah, you're free to find a mentor, and then make sure that you talk to Adar, who is the online director, to make sure that they can come to an agreement, I guess, with the mentor, because they also vet the mentors that they hire, because you might see someone's artworks and think that they're great artists, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're a great mentor. So that's something that school takes care of as well. But in general, I think you just have to make a list of people that you think are specialized in something you want to learn the most, and then just email them. Don't use our station for messaging because they never check it. Just email them, and then if you get a response from someone else, who's ready to mentor, then contact the door and start the process of getting them in contact so they can interview the possible potential mentor, and then you should go from there.
Yeah, when I had to do it, yeah. Also, before anything, the school does do the vetting for them to be good teachers, but I do it myself as well. Like, don't just leave it up to them, because just in case they don't, you're gonna be stuck with just like a good professional who's not a good teacher. So yeah, like do that part yourself as well. And Adar also helps with messaging them, because he can do that in the capacity of the director of Think Tank Online. So it does get easier, but I think he will do that without asking you. And I've had a friend who was like, yeah, like he wasn't ready with his portfolio at the point. He was just talking to Adar about it, and Adar just, like, without telling him, contacted the company, and his portfolio wasn't ready at that point, and they turned him down. And so yeah, just get in contact with Adar, or explicitly tell him, in case you're not yet ready yet. Just tell him to wait. But yeah, I think getting in contact with Adar is probably the way to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Does anybody else have a question?
Okay, I guess it's been an hour and a half. It could be a good time to wrap up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess if everybody's interested in like a specific path choice meetup with presentations from alumni, we can certainly do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll start and we'll talk to the school, see if we can get a Zoom room with a recording, and we'll probably plan it somewhere around week 5 or 6 this term. What do you guys think?
Sounds awesome to me, man. I'm down.
That's good.
Awesome.
Oh,
All right.
actually, maybe
Yep.
we can plan it like slightly later, once everybody has had like a chance to do the character sculpting as well, so that they just.
Oh, I
have to,
guess try things out. Yeah, when is the
Yeah.
deadline for path choice these days? Because I think it was really early for us, but it looks like it is later now.
It was pretty early on, I feel.
It's usually like a month before the end, no?
You do have quite a bit of time after they've announced it, like 30 days or so, I think.
Mhm.
But yeah, I remember ours. We had the Christmas break too, which kind of threw a wrench in the weekly layout of things. But it was right around then for us. Yeah, it is earlier
Oh,
than I would have
actually,
liked.
people, someone from Foundations, can you just open up your roadmap and check when the deadline is?
Oh yeah.
Yes. I just checked on the journey, and
Mhm.
according to the portal, is picking your path. The due date is April 25th.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
miles away, man.
Well, you think that?
Well, I mean, like, okay, let's see.
Okay, so maybe if we could do the meetup, I don't know, maybe Sunday the 17th, April 17th or something like that. What do you think?
April 17th. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to work out a time.
or a little bit earlier, so that the people are also able to do research after that.
Yeah, that's the tricky part. Like, we need
Yeah.
to give people time to do research, but also, have enough time for them to try out things in Foundations.
Mm. Yeah.
We can make a poll, I guess, with dates. 3rd, 10th, 17th, and see what people like, and then we can go from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Awesome.
I think that's it for this meeting.
Cool.
Sorry, one more question. And this actually really bothers me.
Yeah.
For environments, if you say that you're an environment artist, does this mean that you have to be able to do pull off stylized stuff? Because I can't stand it. That like sort of mid 90s freaking like so saturated makes your eyes bleed. It's stylized, like
It's
I'm
not as
over it.
common. Stylized art is not as common as you think, so don't worry about that too
But
much.
there's an
Mostly,
epidemic of it going on like at the moment.
yeah, I mean it's really popular, but it's not that big share of the market, I'd say, in my opinion. So
Okay,
you'd
then
be more
that's
valuable
I'm
if
good.
you can do
But
really
Yeah.
basic stuff.
So no, that's awesome. Okay, now I'm really gonna shut up. Promise.
All right. So yeah, I guess yeah, I'm gonna go. Everybody who's want to just keep lingering, guess you're welcome to do that. But yeah, it's been nice hearing and seeing some of you. So
Yeah,
looking
man.
forward to the next meetup.
Yeah, and welcome, guys.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy
Thank you
Think
so
Tank.
much.
Welcome
You
to
guys are
everyone.
great.
Thanks.
I also have to go. So
All right.
nice to meet you all.
Yeah.
Bye.
You too.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.